All right, take two on this video because I forgot to hit the record button on the camera there, so that is unfortunate. But welcome back to the channel, guys. We are going to be doing another video looking at the entry list so far for the Knoxville Nationals. I did this video yesterday looking at the first 30 entries. I mentioned in that video that I was going to wait till they got to 60 cars, and sure enough, I woke up this morning, opened up my phone. First thing I saw was a tweet from the Knoxville Raceway's Facebook or Twitter page, and they said they got a new update of cars. They didn't get to 60. They're at 57 entries right now. I figured, I might as well just get it out of the way, do it now, and then once they, send out another entry list update, then I'll do another video on that. But 57 total entries right now, and so let's look at the guys that have been added to the list, and we'll get into that here and just kind of do a brief overview of each guy, their history at the event, if they're a rookie, what all that good stuff. The green writing, Rookie of the Year contender. Black writing means they've made the A-main before. Blue writing means they've been to the Knoxville Nationals before but never made the feature. And red writing means they were not at this event last year. If they have a green asterisk next to them, it means last year they were in a different car than the one they're running this year. So up to the top of the board, Ashton Torgerson. He is driving the Shark Racing 1A, of course. He is a Rookie of the Year contender, and honestly, I kind of forgot about him when it came to the Rookie of the Year battle this year. I don't think he's even ever been to Knoxville before, but that car has won a prelim night before. It's been in the feature several times. I would not be shocked if Ashton Torgerson, with the speed he's shown here recently, is the Rookie of the Year this season at Knoxville Raceway for the Nationals. There's a couple of other guys that are going to be, challenging him. Justin Whittle is one of them. We'll talk about him more here in just a few moments. But there's a lot of guys, I feel like, that are kind of underrated. They're going to be Rookie of the Year contenders this year, and Ashton Torgerson is one of them. His teammate is Logan Schuart right below him. Schuart, 14th in the A-main last year. He's made the show 7 times. And I'm telling you, if Schuart starts in the first 2 rows of a Knoxville Nationals feature, he is going to win. It seems like every single year he's coming from the B-main, he's coming from the back of the pack, and always making his way forward. There was one year he went 21st to 2nd in this race. Logan Schuart is going to win this race at some point in his career. I have no doubt about that. Maybe it is in 2025. Third on the board is Cam Martin in the 4C, another Rookie of the Year contender. Got his first ever 360 Knoxville Raceway win a few weeks back, and so I feel like Cam Martin's getting better and better and better. And I think he could be a guy to watch for when it comes to the Rookie of the Year battle as well. He's got good equipment, and he's getting more and more experience, and so keep an eye on that number 4C car. Right below him is the Knox father. Of course, that is Donnie Schatz. He has made the show 24 times. He's won it 11 times, but last year he was 13th in the A-main event. One of his worst finishes, I think, of all time in this event, unless when he's blown up or something, but that was not a good finish for Schatz. It was kind of out of character, but the guy he's going to be in the hunt. I mean, he's won the damn thing 11 times. He's so good. Last year he came out of the, I remember he came out of the Hard Knocks night. That's why he finished so bad. But Donnie Schatz, it should be named Schatz Raceway. I mean, he's the best of all time there. And so we'll see what he can do this year. I know it's been a tough year, but this could be a place where he kind of, gets things back on track. Right below him is the biggest magnet on the board. That is Sam Hafertepe Jr. He's made the show 3 times in his career. Last season, though, he was 17th in the C-main. And the reason his magnet is so big is because I got it at his T-shirt trailer last year at this race, and that was the only size they had. So that's what we're working with Sam Hafertepe Jr. And the same thing can be said for Tanner Holmes. I got that magnet at his T-shirt trailer at the Kings Royal last year. But in 2024, Tanner Holmes was 21st in the B-main. So I feel like that's pretty good for a kid coming from the West Coast with, not, a crew chief that is, very well versed at the Knoxville Raceway. I feel like 21st in the B-main is very, very good. And I wouldn't be shocked with the momentum that's on Tanner Holmes' side right now. If he could do, maybe a little bit better this year, maybe get up to 15th in the B-main. I don't think he's an A-main car yet. But I do think he could run mid-pack of the B-main once again for Tanner Holmes. 7th on the board is Riley Goodnow in the 22. He was 20th in the C-main last year. But every now and again, Riley Goodnow will show spurts of speed. And with that being said, if things go his way, I wouldn't be shocked if he bettered that finish in the C-main or maybe even made his way into the B-main. Riley Goodnow has plenty of laps around Knoxville Raceway. For as young as he is, he's got a lot of laps around the sprint car capital of the world. 8th on the board is Justin Peck. He was 16th in the A-main last year. He does have 3 career A-main starts to his credit. And last year, of course, he was in the Buick Motorsports 13. That's why he has a green asterisk next to his name. He was in a different car last year. And I feel like if they can get that one really good Ford engine running, they could be a top 10 contender, I feel like, on the Saturday portion of the Nationals, especially if he could start maybe in the middle of the pack or up front. Justin Peck, underrated. And I think that, like I said, if they can get all those things combined, the motor, himself, a good starting spot, I think that Peck could be a serious contender when it comes to Saturday of the Knoxville Nationals. Now, 9th on the board is Jason Martin. He drives car number 36. He's made the show one time in his career. He was 14th in the C-Main last year for the full-time ASCS driver. 10th on the board is Anthony Macri. He was 5th in the A-Main last year. He does have 2 previous A-Main starts to his credit. That 5th place run, honestly, I was honestly surprised. I mean, Macri, don't get me wrong, very, very good driver, but I was not expecting him to be a top 5 driver at the biggest race of the year, the hardest race of the year to make, all the best cars, all the best drivers. And, you know, he doesn't run there very often. So I thought a 5th place finish was very, very impressive. If he can do that again, Macri could be kind of in the same boat as Schuchart. Maybe he's going to be a guy that wins this race at some point in his career. But we do know he likes the bigger tracks. So Macri, 10th on the board. We'll see what he can do this year. 11th is going to be Clint Garner. He's in car number 40. Last year, he did not start the E-Main, but he has made the show one time in his career. You know, Clint Garner, not quite as profound, I guess you could say, in the 410s. He's more of a 360 guy. He's won the 360 Nationals 2 or 3 times. So Clint Garner, you know, like I said, very good in 360s. The 410 stuff, you know, he just comes and hangs out and goes to the race. I feel like, though, if things go his way, he gets a couple lucky breaks, I wouldn't be shocked to see him in the C-Main on Saturday night of the Knoxville Nationals. Now, 12th on the board, speaking of C-Main, that is where you'll find Cy Lynch. He was 12th in the C-Main last year. So Cy Lynch, it's been a tough year for him, but I feel like he does usually go better on the bigger tracks. So maybe this will be a good place for, you know, Cy Lynch to maybe get that season turned back around. 13th is Chris Martin. We talked about his brother Cam Martin earlier on. Chris was 9th in the D-Main last year in that number 44 car. And another 44, the 44X is Scotty Johnson. He is a Rookie of the Year contender at this race. I do not know much about him. I do know that he is running for points this year at the racetrack. And he has a really funny hometown, Melcher, Dallas, Iowa. I don't know who named it, but I kind of like it. But Melcher, Dallas, Iowa, Scotty Johnson, a Rookie of the Year contender. He's 14th on the list in the 44X. And then 15th is Derek Hagar. He drives car number 45C. He'll be, or he wasn't there last year. He was 20th in the C-Main in 2021. That was driving his own number 9 junior car. Derek Hagar, Knoxville is not exactly his cup of tea, right? He's more of like kind of like a Riverside guy, like an I-30 type guy, smaller type racetrack guy. Knoxville, not quite the same that, you know, he's used to seeing down there in the South. But Derek Hagar, one of my favorite guys in all of sprint car racing. And just the fact that he's going to be there hanging out in 3 and 4, that's what I'm looking forward to, is Derek Hagar brings the party wherever he goes, and we love to see that. Now, 16th on the list is Landon Crawley. He was 15th in the C-Main last year, but that was driving the Jason Sides Racing 7S. Now he's in the Johnny Herrera 45X, and those guys have been getting faster and faster all year long. I don't know if he'll be better than 15th in the C. Could be worse, could be better. We'll have to wait and see. But Landon Crawley, he's on the board at number 16. 17th is Brad Sweet. Brad was 19th in the A-Main last year. He has 11 career starts in the Knoxville feature, and he's won it one time before in his career. But 19th in the A-Main last year was not a good run. That's not what those guys are looking for. So we'll see if they can maybe, you know, turn things around and get back to running up there in the top 10, top 5 at this race. It's been a few years since Brad Sweet was a contender at the Nationals as far as going for the win. Maybe 2025 is the year that they're able to kind of get the ship righted and get back in the right direction. 18th on the board is going to be Kerry Madsen. He is driving the Vermeer Motorsports 55, a teammate to Hunter Schurenberg. He was 21st in the C-Main last year, but he does have 16 A-Main starts in his career at this big race. Kerry Madsen, didn't he just get inducted into the Knoxville Hall of Fame? He's done that for a reason, right? He's won the championship there before in weekly action. He's been close to winning the Knoxville Nationals before, and I think this year Kerry Madsen gets himself back into the feature. He's been pretty good this year in the races I've watched at Knoxville Raceway. I don't know if he's gotten a win, but he's been in the top 5 a lot and running pretty well. So I think Kerry Madsen gets back to the feature this year. He's still got it. There's no doubt about that. He has still got what it takes to make it happen. 19th on the board is Kyle Larson, the two-time defending Knoxville Raceway or Knoxville Nationals champion. Of course, he was first in the A-Main last year. Only 8 career A-Main starts to his credit, but he's Kyle Larson, and that's it. Jordan Goldsberry, he's next. Goldsberry drives 65. He was 10th in the E-Main for the IRA driver. I don't think he's full-time IRA, but he has been in the past. He's won the championship with those guys before. So Goldsberry, more used to the smaller type racetracks in Wisconsin, Illinois, that area. But Goldsberry in the Rockstar Energy Drink 65, he is 20th on the board in this video. 21st on the board is the number 9 of Chase Randall. He was 22nd in the A-Main last year. He does have 2 career starts in this race, but both of those starts did come in the 2KS car for TKS Motorsports. We'll see if he can go for 3 in a row in his family-owned car. I think that would be a big accomplishment for those guys if they could make the show this year in their own family car. They did run with the Outlaws, I believe, a few weeks back in June, but got into a wreck and did not really get to show what kind of speed they had. So we'll see what Randall's got. He knows that track very well. He gets around it very well. Making the show is tough to do. He's done it twice, and he's still young. 22nd on the board is full-time ASCS driver Blake Hahn in the 52. He was 24th in the C-Main last year. Blake Hahn, yeah, I mean, Knoxville, it's a tough place, right? I mean, especially for these 360 guys. He'll be, I feel like he's better during the 360 Nationals, but the 410 stuff hasn't quite figured everything out there. But maybe this year they can put together a decent run. And, I feel like the C-Main, not that bad. Maybe he gets back to the C-Main. I feel like that's a win. For those guys, they're not expecting to make the show, I don't think, against a really tough field. They don't run 410s all year long, right? So it's a little bit tough when that is the case and you come into the biggest race of the year and try and make the A-Main. That is hard to do. 23rd is going to be Justin Whittle, and I'm surprised. I thought he already ran the Knoxville National. I guess not. But he's a Rookie of the Year contender, and I think that between him, maybe Jack Anderson, maybe Ashton Torgerson, those are maybe, and Cam Martin, I feel like those are maybe the top 3 or 4 guys so far for Rookie of the Year. Of course, Whittle runs every single week at Port Royal Speedway. He runs at Williams Grove. He runs on a lot of big racetracks back home in PA. I think Whittle could be the Rookie of the Year this season in that 67 car. I mean, I feel like Jeremy Elliott was talking about in one of his videos that Whittle likes to show up during big races. And of course, this is a big race, but I'm not saying he's going to make the A-Main, but I think he could make the B or the C. We'll have to wait and see. I don't even know if he's ever ran Knoxville before in his career, but I am a fan of Whittle, and we'll see if he can maybe be the Rookie of the Year next or this coming August for the Knoxville Nationals. Right below him, another Rookie of the Year contender. That is the 71 of Brandon Worthington. And much like Scotty Johnson, I do not know much about this guy, but every time I watch Knoxville Raceway weekly stuff, he's always there. I don't know if he's a full-time guy or not. He's from Iowa, and just like Scotty Johnson, I think these guys are just 2 kind of younger guys maybe. They're just getting into 410s. I don't know. If somebody knows more about Brandon Worthington and Scotty Johnson, let me know in the comment section below. I just don't know much about them. I'm not going to pretend like I do. 25th on the board is Xavier Doney. He was 15th in the D-Main last year. And this is kind of the same situation as, who was I talking about earlier? Same situation as Goldsberry. I feel like, Xavier Doney runs a lot more on smaller type racetracks, Illinois, Missouri, that type of area, right? 15th in the D-Main last year for Xavier Doney. I think he does improve upon that, but it's a team that's more used to smaller racetracks. I don't know if they have a huge engine under the hood or not, but I am a fan of Xavier Doney, and so we'll see if he's able to improve upon 15th in D-Main from 2024. 26th on the board, and what an interesting storyline this is. Aaron Reitzel, of course, the Highland Racing points leader, was 8th in the E-Main last year. I cannot remember what happened to Reitzel, but I remember sitting in the grandstands watching him roll out for the E-Main, and I was like, oh my God, it was a few years ago when Reitzel was on the pole of the Knoxville Nationals, led a bunch of laps, and ended up in the top 5. But Reitzel, 8th in the E-Main last year. That's not going to happen again. He does have 5 career A-Main starts to his credit. And like I said, he started on the pole of the Nationals. I believe 2021 was maybe the year that he did that, or 2019 maybe. And another guy in that same boat is Austin McCarl. He was 23rd in the C-Main last year, but he's made the show 3 times in his career. And one of those, he did start on the pole as well. 2022, I think he started on the pole of the Knoxville Nationals. And so 2 guys that have been on the pole of the big race before, did not even get out of the C main or the E main last year. I find that very interesting. And both of them, McCarl, a former champion of that racetrack, and Reitzel, a former full-timer at the racetrack as well. I think that's just kind of weird how they both are right next to each other on the board at the same time, and they kind of have a similar storyline from last year and hoping to turn it around and change things up for 2025. And the final guy on the board, and I don't know, is this an inside joke? Does somebody know who this is? Like, I saw a bunch of people on Twitter saying, like, oh, the legend returns when the entry list came out. I've never heard of Henry Edward. I'm sorry. Do I know who that is? Should I know who that is? He drives the number 199. I don't know if that's like Travis Pastrana, like under a fake name or something. He's going to come run Knoxville or what. But I did see some people on Twitter saying like that this guy's some kind of legend. I've never heard of him. Henry Edwards from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. I know that. And I've never seen him at any 410 sprint car race ever. So if you know who that is, let me know in the comment section below. If not, then we can all kind of just try and figure out who he is together. So that is the video for today. I will have a different video out tomorrow talking more about Donnie Schatz and his tough season so far with the Outlaws. So make sure to watch that tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching today, and we'll talk to you guys again here soon on the Rodman Rundown.